Are we though live? Or is this a simulation? What? So stupid.
Subscribe to Simply Bitcoin.
All right.
Are we live?
Sometimes. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. You made it to another episode of the Meme Factory podcast. This is test stream number 51. This evening, we've been lucky enough to acquire ourselves a high-end guest. This evening, we are graced by none other than LC Hoddle. LC, say hello.
No.
LC, tell everybody who the F you are and why it doesn't matter.
I'm nobody. I went on Twitter one time and a couple of these people decided to be my friends. Hello.
Hi.
It's been a mistake for all of us ever since.
Except for Becca. She doesn't want to be my friend.
No.
Fair enough.
Voice. Ew.
So, Elsie, I know you haven't watched the show before. I know you hate anything to do with the Meme Factory in general, but I have to let you know that the way we generate revenue is by making our guests do the ad reads for us. This is something that is stipulated by our ad revenue generating companies, so I don't have any control over it. You've got the ad in your Telegram, so if you could pull that up and take a minute to just go through it so we can all get paid here.
Nobody told me I had to read.
That's a lie.
All right. Me. All right. I'm in key. Hi, everybody. My name is LC, and this is... Oh, no, wait a minute. And... Told you it was going to be a disaster. And this episode of the Meme Factory podcast is brought to you by LC's Super Soft Party Emporium. Not potty, contrary to my memes. When you come to the Super Soft Party Emporium, I want you to feel safe and happy, because this is where I feel safe and happy, surrounded by my most favoritist party, big word, from party poppers to party horns to these really cute party hats that are pointy at the top. Gosh, I really love those. You're gonna love this, of course. I rent my memories out to party planners. Some of my most sought after memories, and I call them memories because it's about what's inside your heart, not your wallet. But the high demand memories by LC are the lace and crocheting sessions I teach to my mothers to be in LC's dressing up box.
Ooh.
All crocheting sessions are taught in the same manner my mother taught me, with a can of Bush in hand and a cigarette dangling from her mouth, preferably Virginia Slim. This way, the lace absorbs the odors of the memory for maximum staying power.
Nice.
LC's dress-up box is self-explanatory. I bring a large cardboard box with all my costumes for partygoers to try on. The costumes range from obscene mascots to animals to dragons. Part-time furry. As long as they're big and furry, you'll find them in there. So come on down to LC's Super Soft Party Emporium today and get yourself a complimentary free mud pie and cream pie. When you come, check us out. And remember, if anyone can make it soft, I can.
Hey.
Well done, sir. Well done. I can't wait to use your services for the next birthday party I throw. That crocheting session indeed sounded tits.
I'll give you a service.
You've been giving me services for a while, and we all know how that turns out. It's not good at all. It's not worth the money, is really my problem with it.
Easy. Becca's camera's on.
Well, the first thing we need to talk about tonight, and this is one of the most important things, is Becca, what the fuck is on your eyebrows?
Yes. So my eyebrows are here.
Why
Now,
are they so mad?
why did you put them on with shoe polish?
It's not shoe polish. It's just for men. Into Richard. So I'm going to be off for the next 3 weeks. And then when I come back, I'm going to be looking like rope. So everyone stay tuned.
That's not a good thing, looking like rope. That's not something anybody should aspire to. Then again, nobody should aspire to having caterpillars on their face, but here we are. Else, good.
If you do it like from the bottom, like in your circle, it's like Phil's glasses.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what he said.
What?
There it is.
You have a set of field glasses?
Yeah.
Way better.
Nice.
Hey, it covers the eyebrows.
All right. So Elsie, this is your first bear market from top to bottom of the trough here, isn't it?
All I heard was bottom.
I know that's usually what you hear. Is this your first Bitcoin bear market that you're encountering here today?
Yes, but to be fair, my entire life has been a bear market, so I feel pretty at home.
Could you lean into that a bit for me and tell me what you mean by your whole life has been a bear market?
I mean, I'm poor and I live in a trailer, so how much more information do you really need?
Well, I mean, a lot of people.
What kind of trailer is
Yeah,
it?
what kind of trailer are we talking about? Double wide?
It's actually a 1974 Newport Catalina.
Oh,
Yeah, classic.
nice.
That is nice. That is nice.
I
Why
wish
you
it had
don't-
the original shag carpet. I
They
do
don't make them
have
as
some
they
of
used
the
to.
original sunflower wallpaper in my kitchen, which is quite nice. The
Hey, Elsie,
asbestos glue
shut
really-
up. Rusty's got a question. Rusty, what's up?
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of getting into this podcast, but I just had a question before we go too much further for
Yeah.
LC. LC, who are you?
I don't know. I was hoping you guys were going to tell me tonight, but
Who he is?
Well, I want to know what's your origin story? What's your origin story? What do you do on Bitcoin Twitter? Like, what do you do in Vietland? Like, give us something. Give us something.
oof. Yeah. My origin story. I'm assuming. Oh no. I was gonna say I came from my mom's vagina, but they actually cut me out of her. Scar about midway up the abdomen is really where I originate from. Yeah, in the fiat world, I pound hole for money.
Back it up. When you say you pound hole for money, people might think that's a joke.
Yeah, it's not actually. I pound hole until it gets wet, and then I get paid.
So, what machinery are you using to pound these holes? And why are you pounding these holes?
Because contrary to popular belief, you can't survive on Monster and Busch Light. So
Ah,
people
it's
need water.
good for you. It's
Yeah.
good for you.
What about Red Bull?
It's got everything the body needs.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Surviving.
Yeah. Basically, I drill walls for people's houses. So if you need water and you live somewhere where the city can't give you water, then I find it for you. And Bitcoin Twitter, I don't know how I fucking ended up there.
I don't know how you ended
Poor
up
life
there either.
decisions.
You just showed up in my feed one day.
Yeah, poor life decisions,
Yeah.
I would assume. Yeah. No, I think I got into like financial stock Twitter because I was one of those like the market just crashed and I don't know anything about stocks, but everything's going up and look at me, I'm a day trader.
Oh no.
With like $238 in my Robinhood account. You know what I mean? So I ended up on Twitter somehow following people for stock tips, which I actually lost way more money doing that than I did just by randomly throwing darts at the wall.
Shocking.
And yeah, started buying Bitcoin, and then I don't know, somehow I ended up on Bitcoin Twitter. I don't know. I think it was
So
you
how
and,
do-
what?
No,
What?
go ahead.
I think it was
Fin-
Greg and Full Metal that reached out to me and were like, "Hey, that meme's funny," and I was like, "Wow, you're just as retarded as me because it's probably not funny."
Some of them are funny. You have about the same hit rate I do. Like 1 out of 36 is pretty darn funny.
So how do I buy the other 19,748 followers then?
Oh, how do you got to talk to McCormick to see how
Or
to
Mike
buy them.
Hoff.
Or Mike Huff.
I need a referral. He's got me blocked, so hook it up.
have to like go to Japan or something for a few days, and then you're big there. Then you go.
Boom. I wonder if they like scat porn in Japan.
Oh,
Probably.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they have vending machines with panties in them, so I'm assuming that scat porn would probably be a hit.
So, Elsie, one of the things I find intriguing about you is that you play a dummy pretty well. You're not a dummy, and it takes a lot of
I
work.
take offense to that.
Yeah, all right. It takes a lot of work to figure out that you're not a dummy. But one of the things I found interesting since you and I have been chatting is you've picked up some programming skills. And I want to dive into a little bit about how that came about and in what way Bitcoin was involved there.
Well, I'll first say that programming skills is probably a gross overstatement. Yeah, I don't know. I'm every skill that I've picked up relating to Bitcoin in some way or another has come from memeing. Like, I started memeing and shit posting and got involved in these groups, and I think a lot of people don't realize that, like, some of the, not including me, some of the smartest people on Bitcoin Twitter are like avid shit posters. You know, and I ended up in a group chat with like Gigi and, you know, a handful of people who were like fucking big brains. And yeah, I mean, I wanted to get into, I got into a lot of shit through the podcast, like privacy stuff and I don't know, everything really, running a node and cold storage and all that stuff really came through like talking to people that I found interesting. They happen to be, you know, a quote unquote expert in such a field. You know, I really kind of like use the podcast to get in and have a conversation with somebody and like build a relationship with them. And then after the podcast, I could like nag them to like teach me how to do things.
Has that been effective?
It has, actually. It's been relatively effective. To be honest with you, it probably gave me the understanding of Bitcoin that I needed to not care about price.
The podcast itself?
Yeah. Through like meeting people and talking to people and like, I mean, when you have people on a podcast who have a particular thing they know about, you kind of have to like read up on it at least a little bit in order to have like a sufferable conversation with them. I'm not big on podcasts where people interview people like it's 60 minutes. Like that shit's annoying. So when I have people on, I like to have a conversation that's like two-way and not just me like, tell me about yourself, Rusty. So So yeah, it kind of came about like that, and Shinoa really. The only reason I really learned to do any coding was because Shinoa took the time to like teach me.
So most people don't know what a Shinoa is.
I don't know what a Shinoa is, to be honest with you. So yeah, so Shinoa. I don't know what his fucking handle is on Twitter. I think it's Shinoa Fories. I'm probably pronouncing all of that wrong. Like 2017, I think is his handle. Anyway, he's an avid shit poster and a complete and total fucking degenerate like myself. I tend to be attracted to the people that don't have like limits on what they're willing to make a meme out of. And me and him went back and forth for a while of him trying to like top me for outrageous memes. Me and fucking Patrick were really big into scat memes for a while. And Shinoa was really big into tranny memes for a while. And he just what?
I want to talk about that real quick. What was the point of the scat
Don't ask
memes?
me the origin of fucking scat
That's
memes.
not what I'm asking you, what the origin is. I'm asking you what the point of them, because they continued for quite a while. And I have my own theories about it. I think it was a way for you guys to say, You know, fuck it. The message is so good. I can use this picture of a woman with a penis doing something terrible to tell people
Eating
to buy
cereal
Bitcoin.
out of this other woman's asshole.
Right.
Yes.
So I mean, it was shocking stuff, but it also drove home the point. That's how I took a lot of those memes. Did you have something different in mind, or was it something similar to that?
So I think all those memes really came about in the Memetard group chat because the Memetards are kind of like known for catching bans. I think all of us are on at least our 5th account.
Oh god.
And it's kind of just like it's like 20 Labrahoddles, you know? And like we started laughing one day about how we always get banned for the stupidest shit, and like 3 clicks on Twitter you end up in the most degenerate fucking porn areas you can possibly find. So it was kind of like a shot at the censors and like a shot at, you know, being banned for stupid things. It was like, well, if you're gonna ban us, then we're gonna post the worst shit imaginable because fuck you.
You can make that ban worthwhile.
Yeah, and it was I'd say it was 50% that and 50% most of us kind of subscribe to the idea of we don't block people. So it was like a thing in the Memetard chat for a while. It was like, we don't block people, we get blocks. And the fastest way to get blocked by a shitcoiner or a terrible influencer is to just make a meme of them, you know, eating shit or being thrown up on. You know, there's many good memes out there that have caught blocks.
So you all were having a competition internally to see who could get the most blocks.
I mean, I don't know if any of us were keeping count, but you know, it's kind of like it's like a trophy flaunt. You know, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
got a block. Oh, got a block. Like I have a meme somewhere that just has everybody's headshot that I've been blocked by. It's like a trophy wall from a cabin with like all the wild animal heads on the wall, and I just replaced it with all the influences that I've been blocked by.
And then, how do you use Twitter? What does Twitter do for you? Are you using that platform to learn, or are you using that platform to just puke on somebody's day?
I've actually taken a small break from Twitter because I feel like I lost the plot of why I was there. Twitter used to be a lot of fun. And at some point it stopped being fun. And I didn't like recognize that it had stopped being fun until it was like, one day I just kind of looked at my feed and I was like, every fucking response is serious. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what are you doing? So, you know, that, and I had some personal shit going on in life, and I was like, perfect time to take a step back and like get my shit back together and come back to Twitter and just be a shit poster. Like, I had so much fun shit posting, like, you know, late spring last year, and then all the way to the end of last year. Like, it was a fucking blast. And then all of a sudden it became like serious, and I guess it's bear market things, right? But like, I don't know. Everybody's trying to be more alpha than everybody else, and it's like, but he's like, oh, tan your balls and fucking drink fucking deer blood, and you're not a man.
Beer blood?
Deer.
Oh, deer blood. Deer blood. Yeah. Well, who doesn't drink a little deer blood?
Right. But it just, I don't know, it became exhausting at some point. And, you know, just, yeah, taking it way too fucking seriously. Like, it was aggravating. You know what I mean? Like, spilling over into my normal life. I go home and be like, fucking believe with this, look at this fucking idiot. Like,
Dan Held is following you home.
Point, yeah, I forgot at some point I didn't have to tell everybody that they were retarded. You know what I mean?
You don't have to, but
yeah, at some point, you know, when you feel like it's your job to go around and just tell everybody they're a fucking idiot, like, maybe you should take a breather.
It's not your job.
Yeah, it's not that serious. Like Pedro Nicehair says it all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's.
LC, shut up. Rusty's got a question.
Rusty.
Rusty, what's up?
No, it's more of a statement. I was just thinking, like, isn't that just everybody doing number 2 in the stack fight build? Isn't that just you just not acknowledging the rules of the bear?
Well, I don't know that LC knows what the rules are. LC, are you familiar with the rules of the bear market?
Yellow. Paging yellow.
Never been a large fan of rules.
You might like these. Yellow, could you give him a quick rundown? I don't think he knows the rules.
So number 1 is stack. Number 2 is fight. And number 3 is build. And if you're not building, just tweet about it.
Wow.
Simple.
So I'm killing it.
You're killing it. Now, you are actually building something. Rusty, put your hand down. Rusty.
Hi, Pedro.
Rusty, put your hand down.
Rebecca. Hi.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Give me a sec.
Pedro, hello.
What's up, Elsie? How you doing?
I'm wonderful, my friend. How are you?
Good. I was hoping to shoot the shit tonight the whole time, but the wife had a baby yesterday, so it's been rough getting back to it. But here I am.
My condolences. You have a very 900 operator voice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Why do you know what a 900 operator voice sounds like? I thought you were poor.
Because I'm old.
Why you're poor?
No, that's because LC used to be the operator for 900 calls, and you route your call. So do you want a scat type conversation? Well, then you go to this directory, right?
He said training, you're saying.
The 900 calls were like what I aspired to get to. I was more like the party rooms. I don't know if anybody remembers party rooms, but you would like call in and there was like 40 people talking over each other. And you were just hoping to get the one girl in the room because there was like 83 dudes. You were like 16 with your meat in your hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, LC, did you ever do that thing where like you called like a TV show and paid for a certain video to come up?
No.
All right.
I try to not pay for videos. You know what I mean? I was like the dude like perusing the internet, going on the free tours of the porn websites. You know what I mean? And then they'd block you and you're like, I gotta find another one.
You know.
Yeah, no, I don't know what you mean.
Pedro,
Yeah, me either. I totally made that up.
Pedro, I'm glad you're here, man. I know you had a Linux question for LC, and you're
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna phrase it way better than I ever could.
I sort of believed that this show was going to go in a certain direction, left unchecked, and I wanted to try to push it in a different direction and get like everybody to just stop caring about what you and I are talking about because they're so bored about it. But that didn't work out because I couldn't show up on time. But I'm really curious about your Linux journey, and so like you went from
Jesus MTC.
Is he jumping in?
No, you're mimicking him.
Yeah. What's your origin story?
Yeah.
What's your Linux origin?
What's your rabbit hole? What's your Linux rabbit hole?
Shit.
Story.
That's what I get for showing up late.
Jesus.
It's a disaster.
Yeah, so you're like really hell bent on using a certain type of Linux with and I wanted to know about that and why that's important to you.
Oh man. How yeah. I don't know. Ask me a specific question, Pedro. Don't
Do
fucking
you love
What
Linux?
what
You
version
love-
of Linux do you think everybody should be using, LC?
Do you love Linux?
I do actually. My dog is named Linux, and I do love her when I'm not, threatening to sell her.
I thought you were going a different route with that, but
Hey, you save that for later, Greg. All right, I have that picture saved for you. Don't worry.
perfect. So why Linux? And why this particular version of Linux? Is that what you're saying, Pedro?
I mean, really Linux because I'm not quite good enough to run Temple OS. So, Linux is the next best stop. Yep, everybody but Pedro's lost. Excellent. So we've achieved what you were looking for, Pedro.
Yeah, that's great. This is a great start, actually. And besides that other stuff, you going straight to Temple OS, that's beautiful.
Yeah, well, Terry Davis is a fucking legend. Yeah, I mean, I run a Gentoo flavor of Linux called Red Core. It's the best operating system I've used.
Homie.
It's really lightweight. Not a lot going on. Really easy to work with. In the process, like probably close to a year-long process at this point of forking that OS with Shinoa to come out with Orange Core, which is coming sometime soon. TM. Yeah, to just try to make like a Linux distribution for Bitcoiners out of the box that isn't just bogged down with garbage and the equivalent of running Windows, that has no system D in it for anybody who knows what that is.
So not Umbrel then is what you're saying.
Oh God,
Umbrella or
you're trying to trigger me.
What are
You're
your
trying to
trigger
fucking-
words, LC? Can I whisper
What?
some to you? Ledger Live.
Oh God. Oh God.
XRP.
I don't know what's worse, the person that tells you that you don't have to worry about like having cold storage, or the person who tells you like it's fine to just run Umbrel.
Well, I think that the person who tells you not that you don't have to have cold storage is worse. I mean, personally, I do think that there's nuance to it. But I did want to trigger you. So tell me, give me your thoughts on Umbrel and why you think that that maybe it's a bad idea for so many people to be running it.
No.
Yes.
No. That's like me going down the Ubuntu hole, or
So-
fucking Pop OS. Like
So
I can't.
explain it with a meme, sir.
I don't know how to do that. All right, you're asking for I'm not even on a Linux machine right now.
But you're a memer.
That's true, but I don't know how to make it happen here.
Talk. Use your words. Paint a picture.
Ooh, a verbal meme.
There you go.
I mean, if you're gonna run Umbrel, it's like buying a box of condoms and putting it out in the field and like emptying 100 BBs into the box, right? And then thinking that it's a good idea to like wear those Swiss cheese condoms and go pick up hookers.
And then what happens? Metaphorically.
Monkeypox.
Monkeypox in the computer.
Is this the one where we get canceled from YouTube?
Probably. So,
Yes.
Monkeypox. You gotta say it like that. That way they don't catch you with the autofilters. But this is a test stream, so we should be fine anyway. You are working on a neat project, mining. Are you comfortable talking about the details on that at all?
I don't know. Maybe everything's getting outsourced. Everything is probably going to another state, being Oklahoma, probably. Yeah, I got ass fucked by my power provider here, like heavy.
So let's back this up. You have a mining operation.
Allegedly.
You allegedly have a mining operation. Allegedly that you were planning to have at your house. If you were planning to do something like that, how would you set up the mining enclosures at your own home?
I know that. Square.
Thank you, Larry.
The answer is actually 7 yellow. If you could raise
Oh.
your hand, that would be great.
Oh, sorry.
What I used was a shelter that they use for cell phone towers that I got for free because I'm poor.
How does that work? How do you get something for free because you're poor? Outside of government assistance?
You really play up the poor part, and people feel bad for you, and then they give you things.
Okay, so you got the cell phone tower enclosure, and then what? You're poor. How are you going to get miners?
Some very generous plebs sent hypothetically large amount of miners to my house.
Okay, and then how did you con them into doing that?
I didn't. I just talked about it on the podcast that I was getting this building, and a couple of meme tards reached out and were like, "Hey, you want some miners?" And I was like, "Hey, yeah." And then they sent miners.
Okay. So you got these miners going. They're maybe going out of state. Why mining? Why not just buying corn? Why not doing a lightning node? Why?
Well, we're talking about Bitcoin, so we can talk about buying porn later. But yeah, I don't know. There's like this allure when you hear about Bitcoin mining. There's something about like plugging something into the wall and it just generates wealth. So that was always like super interesting. I never got into it to like make money. And then it just kind of turned into that.
Didn't get into mining to make money, but it turned into that.
Yeah.
What did you just see? Like once you were mining for a while, for me, it's been like I have a couple miners in my garage allegedly, and I plugged them in. They've been running for a few months, and it's like having a freaking printing press at your own house, which is a hell of a power trip, for one. Number two, it's just cool. It's you're turning electricity into dollars.
Yeah, it's wild. It's kind of weird, right? Because it came full circle. So I didn't get into mining to make money, and then mining started making me money, which was cool. And then I started to learn more about like the privacy aspects of Bitcoin, and it went back to like not being about money, right? Like the main reason that I mine is because it's KYC free Bitcoin. If done properly, it's KYC free Bitcoin. If you just buy a miner and plug it into the wall and just jack it into your home network, it's not exactly.
Not exactly. Now, why is that?
But
important?
I guess I don't know. Depends on how you define that.
Why is KYC free Bitcoin? Why is that important? Why is it important to you?
The easiest way to explain that is Bitcoin doesn't offer you the freedom you think it does unless it can't be tied to your identity that's given to you by the government.
Wait, we hate the government now?
Yes.
That is rich coming from
okay.
you.
I'm writing it down.
I'm glad you're taking notes.
Don't worry about the spelling. Yeah. I don't know. That's the easiest way for me to explain it, is that once you realize what KYC is and what it means, like KYC, the whole KYC process is so anti-Bitcoin.
By the way, anybody who doesn't know what KYC is, it's a bank law, know your customer, and anti-money laundering. KYC AML is what he's talking about.
Yeah. So when you understand what KYC is, you realize that it's completely against the ethos of Bitcoin. And somewhere along the line in the history of Bitcoin, it just became like the norm. The earliest reference I can find is 2012. But it might go back further than that. Pedro might know better than I do. But the idea of having an electronic peer-to-peer cash system that goes around the government is lost when you involve the government in order to acquire that Bitcoin. Especially if you're like me and are of the mindset that inevitably at some point we become the enemy if we aren't already. Yeah, and just having your identity tied to that is like, I mean, I guess it's, fucking Weed Eater Bob is like, you were KYC'd at birth. I mean, I guess if you have a brain of a fucking Cro-Magnon, then maybe. But at some point, you realize that if you put in a little bit of time and learn, it's not that hard to put some wealth aside that isn't necessarily tied to the fiat world. I'm all for like anything that the government doesn't know about. Hello, YouTube.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to monetize this one. I'll see. All right, so sounds like you're trying your best to run what I would describe as a self-sufficient lifestyle, right? You've got a business drilling holes and getting
Pounding
holes and getting water, making wells. You've got a side hustle with this with some miners. What other things
The podcast.
are in your arsenal? Well, I mean, I don't think the podcast is making him any money. Well, no. Okay, it's giving him information. We did cover that.
Listen, the podcast makes $1.37 for every episode that I put up from very generous plebs out there that like to stream me 3 sats at a time.
I haven't
Really?
donated a single sat to it, by the way.
Really, you shouldn't have. So yeah, I mean, I got that, and we do some stuff around the homestead, like, you know, we sell meat, we sell vegetables, we sell fruit. So, I mean,
I
I
have
don't
a
know.
question.
Why did you?
Yeah. What?
So when you pound those holes, do you ever like find anything else other than water?
Dirt, rocks, mostly dirt and rocks.
Never happened that you find something like you didn't expect, like a skeleton or like an ancient Indian barrier or ground or something? You know,
Not yet.
that's weird.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, didn't like a genocide, the whole genocide happen over there?
Here?
No, he was just describing what he did in the bathroom.
No, with the Native Americans, man. Where did they go?
Oh,
We actually send them to these luxury resorts we call reservations.
mhm.
Yeah, they did really well, honestly. You know,
Yeah, the 10% that survived.
yeah. Listen, those 10% are fucking killing it, though.
They are. Casinos are awesome.
Casino money.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I
so
actually
you
live next to a
you haven't found anything ever.
I found nothing. Coal. Actually, I found coal.
Oil? Never oil.
No oil. No oil. No gold. No diamonds.
God damn it!
Sounds like a
Yeah,
really
me-
good business.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Really,
Really
really.
rake
is.
it in.
Have you ever like ruptured any like sewer pipeline or something?
Ooh.
I mean, I'm getting slightly
No.
erect thinking about it, but no.
And is that your origin story? Like every origin story of a comic hero, like starts with an accident. Like you rupture that like sewer pipe, and like some feces get on your skin, and like you became Scatman.
Well, let's get technical because he does this at places where the city can't bring water in. So any place he's digging where there's gonna be shit, he's digging into a septic tank.
Oh,
So there's all kinds of fun stuff coming out of a septic tank. It's not just normal sewage.
Yeah, mostly just like needles and condoms
Yeah. Like everybody has.
at the good houses.
The good houses. All right.
The ones that tip you in little wax bags are my favorite.
You used a word that that triggered me. You called your house a homestead. Why did you call it the homestead?
I don't know.
Is it just slang, or does it mean something specific to you?
It's slang. Just because I'm brown, I'm assuming you asked me the slang question.
Yeah, absolutely.
I won't take racial offense.
I mean, judging by your picture, you're not brown at all. You could use a little more sun.
Yeah, honestly, my mullet is pretty close to that one.
Nice.
Listen, it takes time and dedication to have a mullet. And zero self-respect. I forgot what the fuck you asked me. What did you ask me?
If you can't remember, I can't help it.
He asked you why you call it a homestead.
Right.
Oh. really, I guess, in the same idea as trying to be self-sufficient. Homesteading is like, the extreme versions of homesteading is like no contact with the outside world. But we're not quite there, as I'm on fucking YouTube right now.
God, I wish you would get there faster.
Yeah, that's what I got. Thanks for tuning in.
So, do you said you sell meat. How are you making meat, and then butchering it and selling?
You take this stuff that is food and you give it to animals, and then you cut their fucking heads off and sell them to other people.
What kind of animals are you feeding food to make food?
Currently chickens and rabbits.
Really? Who's buying rabbits?
Rabbits are good money, man. Good money.
Are people buying them for eating, or are they buying them for petting?
No, for eating.
Where do you live? What kind of country back-ass place are you selling off the back of the pickup truck rabbits?
You're eating rabbits here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you live in Greece.
When I was a kid, my dad would sell rabbits for food too. You know, they're not great because they don't really have any fat on them, so you can't really sustain yourself on just rabbit. But it's tasty meat.
They're delicious.
I'm glad everybody pointed out that Greg's a fucking retard. So
we all know that. It's nothing new.
And look at the guy. He's like a corn-fed like American.
Mm-hmm. Burgers.
Yeah, arguably whiter than me. I'm whiter on the inside. So
you just backed up.
No idea what that means.
You're an Oreo?
So yeah, rabbits go for like $40 a piece.
Nice.
That is nice.
Yeah. And those guys, you know, they like to fuck, so they produce very quickly.
You talking about the rabbits or the people that buy them?
Both.
Actually, contrary to popular belief, you can't fuck rabbits. They die.
That doesn't mean you can't do it.
What kind of rabbits are they? Are they the cute fat ones or the thin ones that bounce around people's yards?
No, they're pretty fat. They're New Zealand and Flemish giant cross.
Oh, multicultural.
So they're pretty big, like 6.5, 7 pounds.
So, do people like ask like for only for their ears for good luck? The feet.
I think it's a foot.
Yeah, the feet.
Yeah. First, the plan was to just raise them and sell just the feet and throw the rest away.
Right. Like a normal person.
Yeah, like a normal person. But it turns out the feet are like $5, and you can get $40 for the whole thing. So,
if you spray paint the feet, they go for a little more.
Oh, this wow.
Like if you spray paint them neon green or use them as a keychain for luck.
Mm-hmm. And glitter for the girls.
Yes, and the yellows.
Mm-hmm.
So we are getting to the point of the show where we need to ask the really hard-hitting questions. So I want to turn this over to RD, if we could. RD, you want to check your notes and see what questions you might have for Elsie?
Hey, man. So, yeah. I was a bit sleepy then. Hey, Elsie.
Hello, RD.
Pedro.
Or is it RD hello?
No.
No, you.
Well, that was an exhilarating question. Anyway,
wow, great question, RD.
All right, we gotta give RD some space here. He's dying. He's basically dying. He has like 12. He's got like 12 diseases right now.
The queen hasn't farted yet, so I cannot speak.
You got the monkeypox?
You're lucky I made it tonight, man.
British disease.
He's just
the mean factory did exist. And we all know it doesn't. Which one of us would you like? Which one of us would you retweet? And which one of us would you mute?
He's dying.
He sounds like he's dying.
I'm going to blanket all three with Labrahodl.
You're just going to Like, mute, and
in
retweet
exactly the order that you asked.
Not even here.
Do you have a favorite
accept
memer currently? Speaking of that, Rod.
That's tough. It's probably between Full Metal Hodl, which I don't really know what his handle is anymore, and Rope, which I like to affectionately call Cope.
Yeah.
Correct.
Rope's been making me laugh really hard, especially when his memes get stolen. That's the funniest thing in the world to me.
Yeah, that's the only time they're good.
Well, I mean, they're getting stolen because they are good, but that
No. They're good when the other person posts them.
Oh, I got you.
Then
Why?
and only then are they funny.
Okay, so they're just not allowed to be funny when they come out of the Rope account, or just he's not funny?
Exactly.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Okay. Now, is there anything you were hoping to ask any of the Meme Factory members tonight?
I mean, I thought this was RD's moment, and you're really just you're hogging the mic here. So if you could just step back for a minute, me and RD were talking. RD, go ahead.
My moment's over, mate.
Well, that was fucking exhilarating. Anyway, you were saying, Greg?
No. Take it away, LC. Are there any questions you have for any of the Meme Factory members, at least the ones that are here tonight?
To be honest, none of you are really that interesting, so no.
Nice. Oh, that's a great question. Now, what are you doing with your time in the bear market to make yourself more sovereign? Are you building anything?
Well, apparently... Yellow, goodbye. Sure, if you had feelings, they'd be hurt. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Oh, he threw you. He threw you that bad. Are you building anything this bear market? So you talked about Orange, not Ubuntu, but Linux Orange, and you're outsourcing your mining. How are those projects going? What are you...
I haven't done a fucking thing on the Linux fork in, I don't know, 5 months. So I'm building. There's my building. And I'm keeping it alive by saying, hey, I'm going to finish this at some point. And then I just never do it. It's kind of like Strike Europe, you know? So, the mining, yeah, I'm just outsourcing the mining because electricity rates are fucking retarded here. So, yeah.
Are you outsourcing it to Compass?
To Compass, I believe they're full.
Of it.
If I wanted to give them away, I'd just send them to Greg, you know?
Ooh. Yeah, send them. Send me the miners. I'm poor.
Hey,
I'm poor. Send me the miners. That's how
I
it
made
works?
the offer. You tell me when. I'll buy the Connex box. We'll piss off everyone in your neighborhood. We'll set up a massive mining operation in your driveway. Your wife will fucking divorce you because she has nowhere to park.
This is a terrible idea. But if we were to explore it in the name of science, how would you? What would you do? What would you send us? What is a Connex box?
Shipping container?
Shipping container.
Jesus Christ, you're such an office rat. So yeah, it's like a box that they put stuff in.